Here's a story that's growing bigger by the day. The lab leak theory on the origins of the pandemic. It is once again being taken seriously both by scientists and politicians alike. New calls are being made to probe the source of this virus. And leading these calls is the United States of America. It's like a déjà vu moment. 1 year ago, Donald Trump, for all his false and irrelevant statements, repeatedly stressed on the possibility of the virus originating from a laboratory. But his assertions were treated with the same skepticism as his other conspiracy theories. Now, a new president is in the White House, and similar assertions are being made, and everybody from health experts to the media to lawmakers is taking it seriously. On Tuesday, the US Health Secretary called upon the world to launch a second phase of investigation. He said that international experts should be allowed to independently assess the source of this virus. Does the World Health Organization agree? Well, some experts do, like Marion Koopmans, a WHO virologist who was part of the delegation that spent 4 weeks in China looking for the source of the virus. She says that a follow-up is needed, another visit to gather more inputs on the origins of the disease. So where do things stand, and where are they headed? Will there be another investigation? Who will lead it? The WHO or independent experts? And above everything else, will China agree to a second investigation? Watch this report.
Transparent, science-based, and independent. This should be the basis of a probe into the source of the Wuhan virus. This is what the Biden administration says as it pushes for Phase 2 of the COVID origins probe.
Good afternoon.
Phase 2 of the COVID origins study must be launched with terms of reference that are transparent, science-based, and give international experts the independence to fully assess the source of the virus and the early days of the outbreak.
It's a significant step. The trigger was a news report based on US intelligence files. A report which shows that researchers at the Wuhan Virology Lab had fallen sick as early as November 2019. Then came an acknowledgement. America's biggest infectious disease expert admitted that he was not convinced the virus was natural.
The people who've investigated say it likely was the emergence from an animal reservoir that then infected individuals, but it could have been something else, and we need to find that out.
It could have been anything, but the question is, how are we ever going to find out? In January, a WHO team spent 4 weeks in China trying to find the source. The evidence they relied on was given by Chinese officials. They returned with more questions than answers.
The findings suggest that the laboratory incident hypothesis is extremely unlikely and to explain the introduction of the virus into the human population.
But not everybody at the WHO agrees with the findings. Part of the delegation to Wuhan was this scientist, Marion Koopmans, a Dutch virologist who serves on the scientific advisory board of the WHO. Ms. Koopmans has backed fresh efforts to find the source. In a significant statement, she has said a follow-up trip could be helpful to gather additional research on the origins of the disease, but should be separate from any audit of information provided by authorities in Beijing. But can any investigation happen without China dictating the terms? For a transparent and independent probe to take place, China first has to acknowledge itself as the source. Beijing has spent the last 18 months wiping off evidence and silencing whistleblowers. And the very possibility of a second probe has rattled China. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has come up with a new theory. It wants America to open the Fort Detrick base near Washington and wants the WHO to probe what it calls an unexplained respiratory illness from July 2019.
If the United States of America really wants full transparency, then it should, like China did, invite WHO experts to visit the US and investigate and open up Fort Detrick military base as early as possible, as well as all the biolabs the US has around the world.
It's a deja vu moment on multiple levels. There's new evidence on the lab leak theory. There's a renewed push for an investigation. And there's China, secretive and abrasive as it ever has been, countering every question on the virus's origins with a new theory. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.